Even though February was quite a short month, I actually got quite a bit done. Let me show you all of my February looks. I'm Maddie with Maddie Sews and welcome back. So it's actually really interesting that I felt leading up to this video that, man, I really didn't make that much in February, but as I was actually getting ready and pulling out everything, the garments started to add up. And quite honestly, not only do I think that I was pretty productive for February, but I actually think that I made some of my all-time favorite stuff to wear. The first thing that I made is this top right here. This is Simplicity 8840, and I made it using a Riley Blake cotton that I picked up. It's from their Florida collection, but I thought this pattern came together pretty nicely. I think the fabric is what really makes this top a winner because it's got all of that gold foil in it, so you can see it just kind of like shimmers. This is some really nice fabric, and I made my son a matching tie out of it. I'll just put a little picture here so that you can check that out. This top wasn't very complicated when I made it. I mean, I flubbed it a bit when I was doing the collar piece, and so that's why there's a little bit of drag lines around the shoulders. It really doesn't bother me that much. What does bother me is the fact that the pleats here don't quite look as big as the actual pattern does. And that's actually because as they graded the pattern out for the larger sizes, they didn't even bother touching the pleat sizes. So if you're a size 8, for example, you're gonna have some really nice big pleats. But if you're a size 22, not so much. I did end up removing some of the volume around the front, and then in the back, I deepened these darts and I actually lengthened them a little bit to kind of give me a little more shaping in the back so that way it was more flattering. And there's an invisible zip down here. If I were to make this top again, I would definitely adjust the size of the pleats. I would do a full bust adjustment, rotate the fullness into the pleats, and if that doesn't lengthen it enough, I would actually bring this a little further down so that way my boobs aren't so close to this little stitch line right here that they have. So let's move on because I've actually made this top right here, which is my all-time favorite make. This is McCall 7985. This top is hands down my favorite. It's a Kaale Ali pattern. It has a yoke that comes forward on the shoulders. It is self-lined or self-faced. It has a casing in the front with a strap that runs through it, and it comes out at the sides, and then you tie it in the back. One of the biggest things that I looked out for when I was making this top was the pattern placement on the fabric because, well, quite honestly, I didn't want these to land a couple inches lower. You get my drift? I really love the fact that Ankara looks the same on both sides of the fabric, both the right side and the wrong side. You really can't tell them apart, so that makes it really ideal for using in high-low type of items, peplums, things where you're just going to see the other side. It's really good for that. And it's 100% cotton, so super easy to sew up. This stuff was a dream to sew up. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys about my son's pants. So when I made the top that I just took off a bit ago, I also made these pants for my son out of some coordinating Florida fabric. And if you look close enough, there's actually that gold shimmer in there too, which I'm super excited about. These pants, they were a little big on the little guy. So I ended up having to take out a good 6 inches. And actually, if I'm honest, I took 6 inches out on one of the legs and I haven't quite done it to the other leg. I'm really bad about alterations, so I'll get to it next month. I'll try to be good about it. I really do want him to wear these pants. I also made this top. Now this fabric I had originally earmarked for a pajama for myself, but after I had made my pink cashmere Calder pants, I decided that I needed to go ahead and make this just to match those pants. This top is Simplicity 8987, and really what kind of surprised me about that top, or that pattern anyways, is the fact that it was actually made for wovens. And looking at the pattern, I just knew it was for knits, so that threw me off a little bit. But I really do like the fact that it's a raglan and it's made for a woven non-stretch material, which is nice. I did accidentally rip one of my cuffs, so here's the one button cuff. This one is a fake button cuff. I mean, it's like you cannot open that sucker. It is sewn shut, and sewn shut for a good reason. I mean, I practically ripped it halfway off with my seam ripper trying to open up the buttonhole. First time I did that one, surprise. It's a winner. I mean, this top is pretty solid. I like the raglan sleeves. I like the little bit of, I would call this a bishop, but I don't think it's quite as large. But I do like how the sleeves are large and they gather right into the cuffs here. It's a fun one. I really do like this. And the fabric, it's a rayon crepe that I picked up from Three Little Birds. It's one of those art gallery fabrics, and it is cool to the touch. It feels really nice. I mean, I would make this top again. I like the way that it looks with jeans. I like the way that it looks with my pink pants. I like the way that it looks with black pants. It's really definitely going to get a whole lot of wear, especially when I have to return back to work and actually go into a formal office. And then there's these pants. These are my L Ivy pants with a paper bag waist right here. This fabric right here is to die for. It's an Atelier brunette viscose crepe. It's just beautiful. Now, don't judge me for how I'm wearing it here, because this isn't how I would typically wear a pair of paper bag waist pants. These pants are designed by Ivy Patterns, and it's their L pants. And it's actually designed to be a little on the baggier side. I'll put some pictures in over here for you to take a look at. But these pants are really comfortable. I did have to modify the instructions quite a bit to make it work for the more drapey fabric that I have here. If I hadn't, the paper bag waist here just would not have stood up. So I actually added some interfacing into the waistband just because of my fabric choice on this one. I do miss having pockets, so if I were to make these again, I would definitely add in some pockets, especially considering that they're, you know, a little on the baggier side, so it could accommodate pockets without you seeing all of the extra bulk. Did you see the really cute ruffle ties? You all, here's a little sneak peek of a make that I made. I haven't filmed it yet, but let me show you. I actually made my friend in Ohio a sweater, but I also made his kid a matching sweater. So let me show you. This pattern right here, this is the Ellie and Mac chill tee and hoodie. I made the tee version, but I used this like thicker jacquard knit just because I felt like it'd be really good for that transitional period in between winter and spring, which is what we're in right now. And I think he's going to be able to get a couple of months use out of this one. I did mention that I made his kid a matching one. You all, how cute are little miniature things. I mean, hello. You're so cute. Yes, yes you are. You're so cute. I'm going to be sending those out to him this week, and I can't wait for him to get his hands on those. And then, of course, there's the tie-dye shorts that I dyed. I tie-dyed them. Okay, so this is tie-dye top number 1. I didn't make this thing. I just tie-dyed it using a cheap kit that I picked up from Amazon. But this is my top. I actually really do like the way it turned out. Now, my friends that also made tie-dye shirts, their tops were predominantly white. And I think the reason why they did that is because after they tied it up, they went and saturated the one side, but they didn't flip it over and do the other side. And I think that's the real big difference. I think I was the only one who actually went in and did both sides of my top. That's why the color is so, well, it's there. And here's the other one. So it's tie-dye. The major difference between the two, besides the color, is that for the green and red one, I kind of just grabbed it and twisted it and then rubber band that all together like that. And for this one, I just pleated it coming across this end, just kind of like that, all the way across, then tied some rubber bands around it, and then dyed each little section of that one. Be careful with those kits that you buy. I don't know if you've ever tie-dyed before, but mine said something like 30 plus projects could be made with it. Well, I don't know what kind of projects they're talking about, but they weren't talking about some full-grown woman shirt projects, because I ran out of dye on this one. And then there's this top. This is Simplicity 8738. I was really original. As you can see here, I copied the pattern. And I like it. Honestly, this is the coziest top that I have. I picked up this cable knit fabric from Melanated Fabrics when they had it. It is amazing. I really do like this fabric a lot. It's not the warmest sweater I have, but it's definitely the coziest sweater. Check out those cable knits though. This sweater is so good. If you haven't made it, you definitely have to check out this pattern. It is a winner. It's oversized. It's got like these, I don't know, is that like a dolman sleeve? It's like kind of like this like drop kind of in there. I'm going to call it a dolman sleeve with this added little piece. I don't know. Call it whatever you want. It's a good pattern if you're looking for something that's super cozy, oversized, just kind of like cuddle up in it type of sweater. Now this pattern is really long. I made the view that this girl's actually wearing over here, and well, that thing came past my knees. I shortened it quite a bit. I wasn't quite expecting that. So keep that in mind if you're, like my height, which on a good day when I'm not lying is 5'4". Just kidding. I lied. I'm 5'3". Those were all of the things that I made in February, and quite honestly, I really do love the majority of these pieces. Kids' pants, okay. But everything else I felt like just came out so wonderfully. Let me know what your favorite one was. Well, thanks for hanging. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell so that way you know the next time that there's a new video. And until then, I sincerely hope that you find joy and have a wonderful day. Bye.